The War of 1812 was a conflict fought between the United States and Great Britain from 1812 to 1815, a struggle often overshadowed by the Napoleonic Wars in Europe but crucial in shaping the future of North America. The war had its roots in a series of tensions that had been simmering for years, primarily driven by British restrictions on American trade, the impressment of American sailors into the Royal Navy, and British support for Native American resistance against American expansion in the western frontier. Frustration with these grievances led the United States, under President James Madison, to declare war on June 18, 1812, despite internal divisions and opposition, particularly from New England states that relied on trade with Britain. The early phase of the war saw American forces attempting to invade Canada, then a British colony, under the belief that Canadians would welcome them as liberators. However, these invasions ended in failure, with American forces being repelled and even losing Detroit to the British and their Native American allies. The most famous Native American leader involved in the war was Tecumseh, a Shawnee chief who sought to unite indigenous tribes against American expansion, fighting alongside the British until his death at the Battle of the Thames in 1813. Meanwhile, the United States Navy, despite being much smaller than the Royal Navy, achieved surprising victories, with ships like the USS Constitution earning fame for their resilience in battle. The war also saw intense fighting on the Great Lakes, with Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry securing a key American victory at the Battle of Lake Erie in 1813, ensuring U.S. control of the region. As the war dragged on, British forces, now free from the Napoleonic conflict in Europe after 1814, intensified their efforts in North America. They launched a series of attacks along the American coast, including the burning of Washington, D.C. in August 1814, during which British troops set fire to the White House and the Capitol in retaliation for American raids in Canada. However, American forces managed to defend Baltimore successfully, and it was during the British bombardment of Fort McHenry that Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, which later became the national anthem of the United States. The most decisive battle of the war took place at New Orleans in January 1815, where General Andrew Jackson led American forces to a stunning victory over a much larger British force, despite the fact that the war had technically already ended with the signing of the Treaty of Ghent in December 1814. The treaty restored pre-war borders and did not address the main issues that had caused the war, but the conflict nonetheless had lasting consequences. It boosted American nationalism, weakened Native American resistance, and marked the decline of the Federalist Party, which had opposed the war. Additionally, it solidified the United States' independence from Britain, proving that the young nation could defend itself against a global superpower. Though often called the Forgotten War, the War of 1812 played a key role in shaping the political and military future of the United States, Canada, and Great Britain.